Hey everyone, my name's Jesse, and I'm here with a climber named Kevin. And some of you may recognize him from your local gym. Others may recognize him from being the blue dot on your pictures of the El Capitan last winter in Yosemite. I recognize him because I'm a YouTuber. I recognize him as the guy powered by Duracell at night.
That ad is everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That ad's as durable as the batteries.
It's unavoidable. I gotta ask you the Donwell questions because you've been hammered them all.
Let's see if you can get me a curveball.
How many times did you get explained to the mainstream media the concept of a free ascent versus free solo?
Approximately 2,137. This would be 2,138.
And you guys keep answering it to them. Is that why you think the media jumped onto and got the attention? Because
I don't know if it was a misunderstanding or not.
Yeah.
I don't think it was. I think that early on there was a lot of confusion, and then the quality actually improved.
Yeah.
Later on.
Yeah, because it seemed like the whole Donwell thing was very climbing community specific.
Mm-hmm. A pretty obscure discipline of the sport if you think about it.
Yeah.
Rewind 3 years and ask me which discipline of the sport will receive mainstream attention.
Yeah.
Big wall free climbing would have been at the bottom of my list because it's so remote, it's so far away. The action is is he climbing? Is he falling? I can't even see because he's half a mile away up on the wall. Yet that was the thing that captured people's imaginations. Yeah,
because the mainstream media is not even picking up, say, when people do a 515C or a V17 or anything like that. Nope. But that one seemed to really.
Well, it's more relatable, I think. And I think the guy, John Branch, that reported on it first for the New York Times, did a good job of not making it about rock climbing, which is why people related to it. It's hard to relate to a V17 unless you're a climber.
Yeah.
But the Donwell was written about in a way that wasn't about rock climbing. It was about human endeavor and failure and partnership and all of those things.
Plus, it's got a lot of history on it, too.
It's got a ton of history, with Warren Harding's ascent that took 29 days.
Yeah.
It made ours look like a speed ascent.
Is 514D harder from the exposure and the wind conditions, or?
I don't know. Tommy and I often wondered if the crux pitches would be hard if they were a boulder problem on the ground.
Yeah.
We'd be up there struggling. Man, do we suck just because we're all the way up here in the middle of the wall? Or is this actually hard?
Yeah.
But when we'd bring other people up there to try it who climb 9A, they found it really hard also. So it was okay, maybe this just is that hard and happens to be 1,500 feet off the ground in the middle of El Cap.
Yeah, Andra, he had to retreat a few days ago, right?
No, he's not retreating or even doing a push yet. He's just fixing ropes.
Yeah.
He's kind of mostly aid and free climbing his way up and fixing ropes.
Yeah.
So I talked to him about it. He hasn't had a chance to really try many of the moves yet on any of the crux pitches. Yeah. So I think that'll come this week.
Did he consult with you a lot?
We met in the valley in Camp 4 on a rest day, and we talked about different big wall strategies for fixing ropes and style and a little bit of beta and stuff like that.
Yeah. I did notice that he mentioned the crux pitch. He said it's hard. Really
I know.
hard.
That's a relief.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens when he actually tries it. Maybe he'll find it easy. But I don't know, man. For Tommy and I, it was really hard. It really challenged us. And that's all that matters, really, that's why you do it, is this experience of are you able or not? And are you going to push through and figure it out? And for us, it was a huge challenge. If Andra doesn't second try, great. That's good. That's awesome for him. But for us, it was about as hard as we can climb.
You arrived in Canada today.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty cold day. It's usually not this cold. Last year in December, I was climbing outside.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Today you got the short end of the stick. You climbed in 3 degrees today.
It was 3 degrees? Good
Celsius. For the Donwell, do you prefer it colder or a little warmer than this?
This temperature is actually really good.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yes. So for our first week on the wall, it hovered around 0, and we did a lot of our climbing in the sun, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And then for the second week on the wall, it warmed up a bit, so we did most of our climbing at night.
Yeah.
So you just kind of have to adapt when you climb in the day based on the conditions.
Now, I wrote a guidebook, and one of the things I had to write about was poop. And
Pack it out, man.
yeah,
Leave no
so
trace.
a lot of people are wondering. They're not familiar with the multi-pitch. I tried creating my own tube last night. And I got a Pringles can.
Nice. Have you tested it out?
Not yet. I was wondering if you have any suggestions on my construction, any tips on keeping it.
I don't know. We
more
didn't use
safe.
it. We didn't use a tube. I'm worried about your lid.
Yeah, it's transparent, so it's not sealed
Yeah,
very
it's
properly.
probably a little. You know,
Yeah,
this is probably a problem.
it pops. Yeah, but I was known. I
Oh,
think.
we got a snack.
Yeah.
I haven't had breakfast yet.
Hey, speaking of meals, I was talking to Jimmy Chin a few months ago, and he said, for Meru, he just ate couscous every single day. Whereas you guys had salami, you guys had avocados, whiskey, and
Well, El Cap's a lot less remote than Meru,
Mhm.
so it's a lot easier to have high quality food. And when you're only a couple thousand feet off the ground,
Yep.
and not 10,000 feet off the ground.
so I asked him what his creature comforts were,
Uh-huh.
but you
What'd
get
he
the
say?
reverse question. His was more like just little bits of chocolate,
Yeah.
dark chocolate here and there.
Yeah.
But what are your? I'm gonna ask you the opposite question. What's your most dirt baggiest meal?
I think one of the worst meals, and it wasn't even that bad. We just made mac and cheese one day up there with just water, and I don't recommend it. Like,
Hot water or cold water?
we tried it with hot water,
Yeah.
but it just doesn't really work that well. But I mean, you get the carbs. It works.
Yeah. So Lion's Head's being threatened with closure with much of the Niagara Escarpment. Being a climber, and you've climbed in Yosemite and other public areas that have climber negotiated areas and with the authorities, do you have any suggestions on how we, any templates we can follow on keeping access open?
I would reach out to the Access Fund. Have you done that? And ask for advice on how to proceed?
We have a coalition.
Yeah,
That's
coalition.
just it's a group of, it's a smaller group than the Access Fund, but
Sure.
it started about 2009,
Yeah.
and they're trying their best.
Yeah.
But they're not as.
I bet the
big.
Access Fund would lend some help, or at least give you some advice on the best way to go.
Yeah.
But they're kind of like the tip of the spear for access issues for us.
Yeah.
And whether they facilitate the purchase of land or negotiate access or stuff like that, I think it's important to have a unified voice, so you don't have 2,500 people bombarding whoever's in charge of access. You have one voice that represents the masses, and if that's with a petition behind it or whatever.
Yeah. All right. Kevin, thanks for the interview.
Yeah, no problem.
Here's a guidebook for you.
Thank you.
Look at it on your
I'll be
spare
back.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hope you come out and climb at Lion's Head sometime.
Yeah, I will. Before October 31st, maybe.
Well, so Kevin dirtbagged it with KD on the dawn wall, but right now he's got a feast laid out. So I'm on dirtbag by having a meal.